So when we think about that transformation of communication, everyone gets a giggle out of this slide, right? And we think about in the past, 30 years, right? And now when you look even further out to 2014 and where we are 7 years later and where we've come to, it's amazing. It's amazing the progress we've made in such a short span. I flip this around to a great challenge within IT. Somewhere in the past 10 years, the perception of IT became easy. Somewhere in the past 10 years, the perception has become that we can't tolerate change. We can't change an application because users might get upset and they might have to learn something. And we're afraid of that, right? If you think back to 1995, right? Windows 95 launches and everybody upgraded. It's revolutionary, truly revolutionary, changes our industry. Windows 95 launch. 3 years later, Windows 98 comes out. Everybody upgrades. Nobody stays behind. People either on NT or they're on 98. They do not stay on 95. Well, then Windows 2000 comes out. Everybody upgrades. Nobody stays behind. Nobody skips a version. Everybody rolls it out. Well, then XP comes out. Everybody rolls it out. Nobody skips it. Everybody comes out with it. Everybody migrates to it. So in an 8-year, 9-year span, we changed operating systems 4 times. So every 2 years, users had to learn not just a little difference, but a radically different operating system. And then came the bane to my existence, Windows XP, right? Windows XP lasted for way longer than it should have. And because of that, it furthered that perception that IT is easy and I don't have to learn new things. And change is bad. And I'm on a one-man mission to convince people that this is not true, right? And change is good if it's done for the right reasons, right? We don't want to do change for change's sake, but when we look at the innovations that's coming out, when we look at what's available to us, both on the front end and back end of these systems, it's worth that change. This is one of those areas when we look at our communication methodology. 10 years ago, every company I knew blocked instant messaging. They blocked AOL-IM. They blocked Yahoo Messenger, right? These were banned services that were blocked at the firewall. Every one of those same companies is now talking to me about bringing in-house an IM solution because they simply can't live without it. There is such a demand. Flip that around to things like Box or Dropbox. Why are people looking at SharePoint more than ever? Because they're looking at these unmanaged services and realizing there's such a pent-up need for the service that users are going out and getting it on their own if we're not providing it for them.